Hello all you hardcore fans out there, how are you doing? Hope you're alright. I'm going to redo yesterday's video because I'm not happy with this phone never stops lately. I'm not happy with the focus on it. I think I got it wrong. Bit of a glasses issue. I keep getting these mixed up with these computer glasses, and I use my Oakleys for driving. If I have them on, focus is never good, so I'm going to do it again because I don't want to put crap content out. But so my new chair should have been here today. It hasn't come. I'm a bit disappointed. But anyway, my this has come, but it's got to go back because there's no wires with it. So, but I think I know why there's no wires with it. Wireless. I better undo that email I've just sent complaining. Don't Sana. Right, let's just go through a few things here, what I wanted to talk about. What next for Tyson Fury? What next for him? What do you think? You the hardcore fans, what do you think next for Tyson? Nah. Joshua? I think Joshua means summer, but I don't know. There's a lot of permutations, isn't there, and we can only guess at the moment. But put that over here. It's just that tomorrow because I'm going to need some batteries. There's a lot of permutations, and get my thinking ball on. I don't know, I just think that I think Joshua fight, it's a good fight for Tyson. That's what I think. I think it's a good fight. I think that I think he beats Joshua. I mean, Joshua's a bit robotic, isn't he, really? He's too robotic to be fighting Tyson. So I think he beats him. Why am I shutting doors in this office every 2 minutes? I'll be glad when I'm into next door's office. We've got some stuff in there that needs moving and needs decorating, and we're going to use that as the production set. Big words them, aren't they, for a little channel. Punch bag in there, a few weights and that. Desk, a few bits of boxing memorabilia. A few tweaks here and there. I'm looking forward to getting in there, and we're going to take it to the next level. We've had some interest from somebody to do a Porky's Corner in New York as well. A kid called John, who's worked with Ray Mercer, Shannon Briggs, Peter Fury, Huey Fury. So we're going to see, but at the moment the channel's not earning diddly. It's not earning diddly squat, so it's no good really somebody doing a Porky's Corner in America, is it? We know we can pay him. So at the moment it's sort of like something that was started out as a bit of a gimmick and getting a bit serious, but we'll see. But getting back to Tyson, I think Joshua's a good fight for him. I think Dillian Whyte's a good fight for him. Tyson against Dillian Whyte at Wembley, could that be in the frame? I heard a rumour yesterday that Vladimir Klitschko against Dillian Whyte is in serious talks. Now, I'm going to speak with Dale Nichols tonight more on that. He's my man in the dam, or my mole in the hole, should I say. But we'll see, won't we? But it's all good, isn't it? We're not mugging old ladies or selling drugs on street corners, are we? We're just talking boxing, and it's a sport that we all love, isn't it? But we'll see. Right, so is the Wilder fight going to happen with Tyson? I don't know. You'd have thought they'd have had it signed and sealed by now, wouldn't you? Maybe they're sorting money out. It's usually cause for for main problems, isn't it? Money. But we'll see, won't we? But I'd like to think that he'd fight Wilder and correct that. I mean, you can call Tyson the uncrowned WBC champion, can't you? But I think he'd have to fight Wilder to put that right. Yeah, he won by 2 rounds. If a judge gets it wrong by 1 round, it's a draw, isn't it? So we can't scream robbery, can we, if a judge is 1 round out. But the general public know he won the fight, don't they, by a minimum of 2 rounds. You could say 3, but you couldn't say 4 rounds, could you? You could say 1. You could even give a draw if you're a little bit out, but you couldn't give a Wilder win, could you? But I'd like to see him fight Joshua, Wilder, or Dillian Whyte, or Ortiz. You've got 4 guys there, and Tyson, 5. Them 5 are in the mix, aren't they really? Them 5 are like your top guys. Then you could throw in Joe Joyce, and take it from there. Let me just shut this door. Can hear noise. We're alright here. Should do it. But whatever Tyson does, he's back in the gym now and he looks a happy fighter, doesn't he? And a happy fighter is a good fighter, isn't he? I suppose. I'm not saying he weren't happy winning with Peter, but maybe he had other things going on in his life that he was struggling with, because he seems a bit more mature now, doesn't he, Tyson, than when he were, you know, up to age in his 20s, so to speak. But I wish him all the best, but let's hope he gets a fight and let's hope he gets paid. Going on to these next ones here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, little 6 things there in the next 25 minutes. So we've got 4 minutes on each one. We'll get it in, won't we? DeGale against Eubank. Is it a pay-per-view fight? Is it a crossroads fight? Well, the guy who's promoting it is Richard Poxon, and I've no time for Richard Poxon. People in boxing know why I've got no time for Richard Poxon. It's not so long ago he turned up at Glyn Rhodes and Dennis Hobson's gym as a keep fitter. Within 6 months he was training Clinton Woods. He come from nowhere. The guy's a networker. I know what you are, Richard Poxon. I'm not going to go into detail, but I looked at all them comments on about him overnight on Twitter. It had me laughing, but I suppose he's had last laugh, hasn't he, Richard Poxon? Eh? But I suppose it's easier for ITV to deal with Richard Poxon than it would be for Dennis Hobson, who had a TV deal with ITV. Mick Hennessy, he's had a deal with ITV. They're old schoolers, aren't they? Old campaigners, Dennis and Mick Hennessy. They're going to know the ropes a bit better than Poxon. If ITV put an offer to Dennis and Mick Hennessy, they're going to say, double it and add a nought. If ITV put an offer to Richard Poxon, he's going to say, yes please. You're going to be a nodding dog in it, going to be a yes man. That's why he's at ITV. So I ain't got no time for him. Is DeGale Eubank a good fight? I'd like to see it, and I'd pay £20 to watch it. But James DeGale's shot to pieces, and Chris Eubank's British level. Am I right? What has Chris Eubank achieved outside of British level? He's won an IBO world title, hasn't he? But the guy who won the title off were not really much cop, were he? Although I rate the IBO belt, I get stick for that, but I like the ranking system. But I think a fight more or less makes the belt now, doesn't it? The belt doesn't make the fight. TV companies need a belt, don't they, to put on their posters and on their adverts. They have to have a title, some sort of title or eliminator. But I don't think that it's that. I don't know. Eubank's British level, right? So you've got a British level fighter against a shot fighter with no world title who's just been beat by Caleb Truex. He's just had 2 life and deaths with Caleb Truex, right? 2 life and deaths with him, who were a journeyman when he fought Jermaine Taylor. So 2 life and deaths with him, and Eubank, who's British level. There's no title on the line, but because their personalities are a bit bigger than their achievements. Hello, James DeGale. Maybe that's harsh on him. Maybe James DeGale is a hated boxer with no belt. He's an Olympic gold and he's won an IBF. But how many world champions has James DeGale beat in his career? He beat Lucien Boutte after Carl Froch smashed him to bits, and he was a former champion. And he's beat Andre Dirrell, who was an IBF interim champion, but he never really won a world title, but he's classed as world class. But he'd already been beat a couple of times before James fought him. So he didn't beat a Pete Dirrell, did he? Who really, the glasses are full on him. I think Andre Dirrell is his best win. Then Boutte, and he beat Truax, who weren't a world champion, but he beat DeGale, so DeGale rematched him. So let's give him 2 3 question mark wins over world champions, but there's a question mark on all of those wins, isn't there really? He lost to Groves, I think he lost to Badou Jack and escaped with a draw. He had a good idea in that Badou Jack fight. So really, how many times did he hit deck twice against Badou Jack? How many people fight in America from England and have hit the deck twice and won the fight? Tyson Fury didn't win it, he drew. James DeGale didn't win it, he drew. And he was the champion, he wasn't the challenger. It's an interesting statistic for all you hardcore fans. How many fighters from Britain have gone to America in a world title fight, defending or challenging, hit the deck twice and won the fight? How many? See if you can find out. But getting on to James DeGale, I think he's shot to pieces, and I think his career record, you could poke holes in it. For him to get a pay-per-view fight, in my opinion, I'd pay it 20 quid to watch it, but does it warrant it? And what is the pay-per-view criteria? I don't like to agree with Richard Poxon, but I agree with what he said on Boxing Social when he said, looking at the amount of pay-per-view fights that are out now, the quality of them, if certain fights are pay-per-view, DeGale Eubank is. But like I said, when you scratch the surface, James DeGale's a shot fighter with a poor CV in a poor era. Christopher Eubanks, living off his dad's name, he's a British level guy. But I'd pay the 20 for it, because I'm a boxing nut, aren't I? But I think with him getting on top of all these streams, you're going to have to pay 20 quid to watch it. But that's the way it's going, isn't it, now? Dillian Whyte against Parker. They're both not born in England. There were no world title fight on the line. If that's pay-per-view, and Derek Chisora, Dillian Whyte, both not born in England, no title on the line. That's pay-per-view. But if they're pay-per-view, DeGale Eubank is. So we'll put that one to bed. Kell Brook, Amir Khan. The Kell Brook Amir Khan mess. I think it's a mess in it, really. It looks from outset that Amir Khan's giving him the run around. You've got a feel for Kell, haven't you? I do, because Kell's trainer's my pal. But I also like Amir Khan. I'm quite fond of him. I think he's a good fighter. Beat 10 world champions. Kell's only beat 3. Amir's the Olympic medalist. Kell hasn't got an Olympic medal. Amir's the star in the fight. He's the A-side. Kell isn't. But if it had been before the Golovkin fight, it would have been a mega fight. Mega. And if it were before he fought Canelo. But I think with the fights and moves that Amir Khan's made in the last 3 or 4 years, I don't think it's ever going to happen. Although Eddie Hearn says it's now or never. Now or never. If Amir Khan come back to the table in 6 months and said he wants that fight, Eddie Hearn would agree. He'd say yes please. Because he's emotionally detached from getting emotional in business. He thinks about the pound note. He's got a brass neck on him out here. He's not bothered what you say. He's laughing all the way to the bank, Eddie. Now, I've heard a little rumour that Kell Brook might have left Eddie Hearn. Might not be true, so don't jump down my neck. I got the John Fuchs one right, didn't I? But I've heard a little rumour that Kell might have left Eddie, or he might be leaving. I can't say who told me. I've also heard a rumour that Kell Brook against Amir Khan could be on ITV in September. How's about that for an exclusive? I did tell you all yesterday, but the focus wasn't very good on the video. Kell Brook against Amir Khan on ITV on an Al Heyman show in September, with no part of it with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn can't deliver, Brook can. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Eddie's cut is too big. I'm not going to go into this about figures because I've mentioned it once on a previous video and I haven't got it wrote down here. But I actually saw the figures when Dennis were working with Asif, and they had Amir Khan on a deal for 90 days to deliver the fight. So maybe Amir should have dropped his demands for the money and Kell should have been a little bit more accommodating. But I think it was Kell's dad that was saying no, it's 50-50, it's 50-50. Kell's not going to get 50-50 against Amir Khan. Not a chance in hell. His skills are as good, he's not as quick, he's maybe not as exciting, but you've got to give Kell Brook credibility. He's a former welterweight champion at World, 38-2. The guys who beat him, I don't think he'd have beat him at a different time in his career. I think if he'd have fought Errol Spence before the Golovkin fight, I think it's a flip a coin. He should have never been in ring with Golovkin. But he's schooled Porter now. He's schooled Porter. He would have had upper hand against Amir, I think, at that stage of the day. At that stage of the game, after he fought Porter, the Gavin, Jojo, Dan Bizier fights were where his career started going downhill. Because Eddie Hearn wasn't trying to put him in the other fights. Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman, those are the guys who should have been fighting after he beat Porter. He should have been doing what Frotch did, had hard fights. Why go through a 13-week camp or 10-week camp to have an easy fight? Because you've punished us in all that way, haven't you? You're putting mileage on clock in camps. Frotch says to me years ago, I've won world title and now I'm just going to have proper fights because I'm punishing myself in these camps, so why do it to just go knock a bum out? Frank Bruno used to hammer his son in camps, didn't he? And then go knock somebody like John Emmon or John Emmon or some bum out, you know, easy wins. It's not good. But I think a good fight for Kell Brook could be a 2-fight deal with Khan, one in Dubai and one in England. 60-40 split for Kell, 40 for Kell, 60 for Amir, and if he wins they'll go 60-40 rematch. Tax free as well in Dubai. That's how I look at it. But it is what it is, isn't it? But I'd like to see the fight, but I don't think that fight's ever going to get made. Well, Eddie Hearn's with Kell Brook. That's the bottom line. Now, Kell Brook were doing videos ages ago saying he's like that with Eddie, blah de blah de blah. Are they really like that? Is Eddie Hearn really mates with anybody? When the going's good, he's your best friend in Will. Ask Dave Allen about that. But then once he puts you on mute, see, Eddie don't block you. He just puts you on mute. And when you're not answering his phone calls, and I know former world champions, whose phone calls weren't getting answered by Eddie. So when Dave Allen weren't getting his phone calls answered, what did he do? He came and agreed to fight on the Dennis Hobson show. Then he got a date with Eddie, then he dropped Dennis Hobson. That's boxing, isn't it? It's business. Dave made a business decision. But boxers, they go with the flow, don't they? It's their livelihood. They're going to do it. It's money, innit? You need money to live, don't you? Not everybody's fortunate. But I just think that there's no mates in the boxing industry. They don't do mates. Promoters don't do mates. All you boxers out there who are watching this, Eddie Hearn don't do mates. He don't do them. He does money. And when you've no use to him, you're gone. Alright? We all remember Lee Purdy, don't we? How him and Eddie were so close and they were best mates. What happened to Lee Purdy? We all know, don't we? Why ain't Eddie riding to his rescue? What about Ride or Die? And friends to the end, like Chucky. What happened to that? Well, what? There's no mates in it. He's my new best friend. He's my new best friend. Look, we're all friends, aren't we? When people are giving you £1 million checks or 200 grand a fight checks and they're blowing bubbles up your backside, and when people are giving you, they're the best in the world, aren't they? Once that stops, and they stop answering your calls, then what? When that phone don't ring, and then you ring them and they don't answer, then you know that's when you find out who your real friends are in life. Always remember that. Tell you a little story. I once got sent down to prison for a long time. I kept a few people out of jail. There were people who visited me all the way through the sentence, but there were other people who didn't. It shocked me. Shocked me. But you find out, don't you? You find out eventually. But trust me, there's no mates in that boxing industry. When you're a promoter, there's no mate. That's why you don't see Frank Warren get close to his fighters. Because there comes a time where you don't need that fighter no more. It's like a farmer having a pig pen full of pigs. He might love them pigs. Well, there comes a time when them pigs are going to go to slaughter. They've got to go to meat market. Alright? Imagine it at home. You love your dog. Your dog's your best friend. Closest person to me in my life is my dog Rocky. He's closer to me than my kids, and people might find that harsh, but I spend a lot of time with him. He sleeps on my bed. When I walk through the door, he jumps up at me. When I leave, he screams building down. Right? But if I had to slaughter that dog, I'd be devastated. So imagine how many people boxing promoters get rid of. You know, when they have to put them in, throw them under a bus, take them to slaughter. They'll tell them that they're daring to be great, but when they get slaughtered, they don't need them no more. So, when they say they're close to that boxer, are they really close to him? They're not. It's business. This is why I start to understand it a bit better now, how promoters work and how they think. And I'm quite harsh on promoters, very harsh. And I've been harsh on Dennis for this Liam Cameron situation. Ask anybody close to Dennis about it. I always side with fighter, but there comes a time where you've got to look at it from a promoter's point of view. They're running a business, aren't they? You can't keep putting your hand in your pocket. You know what I mean? You can't keep putting your hand in your pocket. So I'm going to start looking at things from promoter's point of view and try and look at it from how they see it. Because they're in the business of making money, aren't they? There's no worse than losing money on boxing shows. But Kell Brook against Amir, I think it'll happen on ITV, if it happens at all. And it'd be a coup for Al Heyman, because no matter what, we'd still want to see it, wouldn't we? It's a retirement fight for both, innit? It's a retirement pension, but I think we'll see it on ITV, and I think you'll get Richard Poxon involved in it. And of course, Richard would love to make a fight that Dennis Hobson and Assi tried to make, wouldn't he? He'd love that, wouldn't you, Richard? I know you're watching. Frankenstein. Johnson against Buatsi. Moving on now. I think that's a good fight. Will they risk Buatsi with Johnson? Well, who's Boazzi beat? Who has he beat? He's not beat anybody in his 8 or 9 fights, has he? Callum Johnson against Boazzi. Skillful guy against a puncher. I think it's a good fight. Gold medal Commonwealth against bronze Olympian. Is he bronze, Boazzi? That's a great fight. I'd like to see that. If Eddie Hearn could make that, that'd be a great fight, because he's going to have to start delivering now, isn't he? Because who has he really got now? Who's pay-per-view? Joshua? Dillian Whyte? Who else? He ain't got any more pay-per-view fighters, has he? Kell Brook, but only if he fights Khan. Khan, only if he fights Kell. Although they have to give Crawford pay-per-view. And if that fight goes ahead, Eddie will send him back into America, I'd have thought, and he'll cop the TV money. And he won't have to do any promoting, he'll get paid for nothing. So I can see that fight happening. Maybe Amir should sign a deal with Kell now. What do you reckon? Before Crawford fight, because if he beats Crawford, Amir's stock's going to go through the roof. Kell would be lucky to get 20%, wouldn't he? If he signs now, he could get 40%, couldn't he? To fight him after Crawford. Because Amir's bound to lose to Crawford, isn't he? Kell will get 40%, but if he beats Crawford and he fights Kell, then he's only going to get 30%, Kell, isn't he then? Or if he's lucky. So maybe Kell should sign now with ITV and go on ITV with it, but who knows? Another good fight here. Hooker against Catterall. That's a great fight. Catterall's mandatory, isn't he? 3 minutes. He's mandatory, Jack Catterall. I think that's a great fight. Maurice Hooker against Catterall. It's a bit of a hardcore technical fight, isn't it, against 2 technical guys. I think that's a good fight. That's about it really. Prediction League. Right, we've finally finished it. This is how we're going to do it. For you people who've been sending me the emails in. We're going to have as many people as we can in it. It's not going to be 15. If you want to be in it, you can join at any stage. All you got to do is email me, porkycorner@mail.com. It's pretty simple. You know the rules. Had that sheet of paper. Where's it gone? You know the rules. Send me your emails in. Send me your predictions in, telling me when the fight is, and then I can check for when the fight is and which show it is. It's got to be on TV though. All you do is send me in porkycorner@mail.com. I'll see your predictions and you'll have a time on your email. That's simple, and I'll add them up every month and we'll read out who's in the lead. How's about that then, eh? Somebody commented and said it'll fail and I'll fall on my arse and blah de blah. Samba King 7. Well, you're very critical of me, Mr. Samba King 7, but do you know what? You spurred me on because I got out of bed today 2 hours early. I did a session in gym on weights and I came in early and I'm driven to make this channel work. So thank you very much. You've given me a kick up arse. I'm more determined now to make this channel work. And with meetings I've got lined up, you're going to be sick, mate, when this channel makes it. But if it don't, well, at least I've had a go on her. And if I've had a go at something and I've failed, at least I know, don't I? I can go to bed at night and think, I had a go. I did my best, it just wasn't good enough. And I can live with that. But can you? Because all you are, mate, is a troll. But while you're trolling me, you're leaving somebody else alone, aren't you? Alright? Shout out to the Tea Leaf Company. How are you doing, Justin? Are you alright, mate? Any chance of a bit more coffee? I'm only joking, pal. Shout out to South Yorkshire Packaging. Been fantastic with me. Shout out to Ali at Churchill's Tailors in Doncaster. Thank you for that shirt at Christmas. I had it on the other night and I looked the dogs in it. I looked the dogs. So peace out.